is high, but I'm holding on. I'm gonna be your number one. I'm not the kind of girl. I'm trying to download something from Snapchat, and I usually export it, and it just. Hey everyone, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez. I'm coming at you today with a VeVe, OMI, DEFFINITY, DEVVE, daCat, and I guess FIAS update video. Guys, if you're new, welcome. For not, welcome back. I love y'all. Everyone say hello to Dashi. Hello, Dash. Commenting, liking, subscribing is a free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways are Patreon and smashing that super thanks button down below. Super chats as well. Give me 1 second here. I got to copy this link and then do this with it. What did I title this? VeVe's extra revenue. Okay, whatnot. Yeah. How should I go on about talking about this? I know we're a little early today, but I had a I'm going to be on Bill and Zombie's Metaverse Adventure tonight at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I wanted a little break. I didn't want to go from streaming one thing to streaming one. My back wouldn't be able to take it. So I was like, okay, let me do this early. I just got out of a meeting to go in and do this, eat something, take a little break, and then stream on with them later on. Because obviously this is not going to take 4 hours here. People are saying, let's go. Joe Bro saying third, my man. Excellent early. So yeah, that's what I'm doing here. I had a thought this morning, and we learned what we learn 2 days ago, 3 days ago, that Elon is shutting down production of his Model S and X, right? The cars over in Fremont, California. And it'd be one thing. It's like, oh, well, yeah, moving out of California, right? Well, he already moved the business down to Texas. That's not really what he's doing here, despite California's horrendous government. What he's doing is he's getting rid of S and X, something that he can still make money on, obviously. But it's like, okay, well, we have this big production line, or these big production lines for these cars, and the margins are good. They make money. People like them. But the big thing is where can you maximize efficiency, and how can you make the most out of what you have? Now, could they build another center? Sure, they could. It's like, okay, well, I thought you said they just shut something down. Why would they build another? Well, it's not like they're shutting down because the cars aren't popular. They are, but they're doing it because they can only make so many of them. They can only sell so much of them, and the margins are only where they are. But and it's also a niche thing. You can only get that really there in that they can ship them everywhere. You can only get them if you really drive. You can only get, or if you, I guess you don't want to drive because you want the full self-driving. But he's building Optimus. He's replacing those lines, and he's not replacing them with newer cars. He's replacing them with Optimus, the Optimus robots. And it's like, okay, well, how many of these gigafactories are they going to have to build? Well, right now it's just going to be this one in Fremont. And like, okay, what can they do? Well, anything. They could mow your lawn, do the dishes, do laundry. A lot of simple things. But they could also, I mean, I guess I'm getting, what was it, Emily, Athena? What the heck is those? Doll AI horror movie. I forget. Megan is the one. It was actually a really good movie. And it's kind of giving me those vibes. They could like sit your kids, generally good idea, but it's not something that a lot of people are really thinking of. But again, it can do a lot of really good things. How this pertains to VeVe and why this go to VeVe's revenue stream. Somebody asked me the other day, ran out of water in my cup, so I'm going to go to my smart water, giant water bottle. Somebody asked me the other day, when are you getting back into Pokemon? And I get that all the time. And it's like, not to use VeVe's line soon, but later this year. I'm not going to do the whole, I don't want to start that machine again. I'm not going back to the business side. I just want to collect what I love. I guess, VeVe's obviously rubbing off on me. Collect what I love. It's going to be a lot of stuff from Gym Challenge. It'll be some stuff from base set, you know, like a lot of the stuff from WotC stuff, first edition PSA 10 hollows. Every now and then, if there's like a non-hollow that I like, I'll get that. But I really don't want to get a ton of the physical stuff because I just don't have a lot of space for it. I don't have a lot of time for it, and you know, a lot of the stuff that I want to buy is thousands, if not tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars. Keep it in a bank, you know, whatever. So again, I don't want to start that machine, and I don't want to go in and just do the buying and selling. But they, like, if I did, how would I do it? Well, it depends on what I want to do. If I did do that, there's two options. One is to break out the algorithms again, go in, okay, what's undervalued, what's overvalued, look at the sales data. Back in the day, there was no Whatnot, there was no TikTok live shop. It was just eBay. You had the over-the-counter deals, person-to-person sales, which I got to see a lot of those because I was big in the community, and people would just tell me like, hey, this over this over that, this is great. And then I was really big on E4 as well, like the Reddit, like for Pokemon sales, just Pokemon type of stuff. And I was very plugged in. Eventually you got Macari on there where not a lot of good sales were, but what you saw what you see now, it's just a whole different ballgame. It's a whole different beast. You know, Pokemon was never really that. Pokemon was obviously huge in the 90s. And then, you know, you got too school for cool, right? It was too much of a, you had to like almost like come out to your friends, like, guys, I still like Pokemon. Because it was like not seen as cool. Like everyone was going out doing whatever, they were getting girls, they were just getting jobs, that, you know, middle school, high school stuff. Then it kind of hit popularity again a lot in 2016 when you had Pokemon Go. The show got really good again, like everything just got great. But it's a new game now where everyone's crazy about it. It's cool to like it. I've gotten laid specifically because I like knowledge I could spit on Pokemon. I shit you not. It happened. If you specialize in something, people see you passionate about it. Now, granted, having a good body helps, being strong helps, you know, good hygiene, good clothes, that helps. But nowadays, if you could go one of two ways. You break out the algorithms, study some of the sales data on everything, determine what's undervalued by that. Obviously, the modern stuff is really hard to do for that type of flip because there's so much product out there. Things change at the minute, but the older stuff, that's one way to go about it. Another way to go about it is a lot of modern stuff. I could probably go and buy actually more product than most other people, because if you go and buy like say you want 10 boxes of like new product, you might get like a couple. Like if you want like a pallet of boxes, or let's say you order 2 pallets, you might get 1, like, because there's so much demand for the newer stuff and the newer sets. So what I would do is I would go in and load up on a bunch of those pallets, like if I'm just starting out in Pokemon, which I'm not. But these are one of those things that I would do if I was just beginning. I would be live on Whatnot. I'd be live on TikTok Shop, and I would just be going in and making buku dollars. Not really that much, because you're obviously buying something wholesale, sell it retail. You do the live opening of the packs. Like, people like paying for that experience. It's like, there's a episode of SpongeBob where this guy is like, he's coming in, he's like crawling in. He is just depleted of nutrition. He needs food. And Mr. Krabs like, hey, SpongeBob, get this guy a Krabby Patty. And then the guy who's starving, he's like, ugh, this, that, no, I need ambiance, atmosphere. And like, he leaves. And it's like, what the heck? They have to remodel the Krabby Patty, right? Or the Krusty Krab. A lot of times, like, it feels good. You still get that dopamine hit if you go and buy something on eBay. You get that dopamine hit if you get something on like wherever, but you get a bigger dopamine hit if you buy something live in front of a lot of people. Why do people tip creators? Like why? I mean, some of you guys like tip me like just super chat because you want my stuff to what do you call it? You want me to. There's so many comments, whatever. I'm so far down the line. I'm 30 minutes behind on comments. Then you guys are like, okay, I don't have time for him to wait and read it. I just want mine now. That's fine. But also because It looks cool. I shout you out. Same thing on like TikTok. What do you get, like a couple hundred roses for like $5? It's like a penny a rose. And what do? You tip someone 5 roses, and then what do they do? Hey, thanks, Randy Chavez, for the roses. You know, get the shout out. It feels good. And it's the same thing when you go in and you buy something on TikTok Shop or you buy something on Whatnot Live. You go in and people are like, oh, like this person, Randy Chavez, just spent, you know, $80 on this fig pin, spent whatever, and you get that feeling of buying something and it's multiplied. And maybe most people don't get that. Cool. Enough people get that where it's a thing, and that's why a lot of these streaming places are popular. So what does this have to do with VeVe? I see VeVe's Whatnot arm as being probably one of the biggest, like most profitable arms that they have. Why? It's one thing to have digital collectibles because it's fun. They're cool, like they're collectibles. They're exciting to have. They're fun to play with. But it's also a flex. And if you have a bunch of stuff like Mr. Squeebs doesn't have a channel, but a lot of people know him. Why? Big Grail, a lot of stuff. You could essentially buy your way into a community. What does Flash say to Batman in that Batman v Superman? No, the Justice League movie. Like, I need friends. And I've talked to a lot of people that just like, they like my show. They like VeVe community because they feel they're part of something. And I'm very lucky in that I've had that pretty much at any moment in my life, but a lot of other people don't. They don't have that sense of community, and this is how they get in. And again, they could just buy their way in, just being like, hey, buy this, buy that. Even if you buy the cheaper stuff, it goes on and it shows like, hey, he bought this. Like, let's say username VeVeMan2197. VeVeMan2197 has bought 5 things in a row, and they just they make a Twitter, they make whatever, they get into that community. So I think right now with Whatnot, I think they go live about once a week, give or take. I don't know how much product they have left. They keep getting products and enough to go live at least once a week. But I think that will change, and I don't know when. I think if I were running, I mean, there's so many other things that David and Dan are probably working on. But I would make it a priority to do a lot more physical stuff this year. Digital. But I guess a combination of both. Not everything needs to have a digital twin. There could be some things that are just only physical. But yeah, digital as well. Whatever you want to do. Whatever gets people to buy on Whatnot. Which they both do. Max and Janie, I don't know how long they want to do this for. We love them. It's fun. I think part of the reason people go on and buy it is because it's them, and they, you know, tend to attract that audience. Great chemistry. Obviously, they're bays. I think that's I don't want to say they're irreplaceable. I mean, you replace them with other, you know, like young people that maybe might not cost as much, but you know, it's not them. Part of the reason people buy stuff is because it's them. But eventually, instead of going live once a week, VeVe, I think, will be able to have enough product to go every day, like a couple hours a day, and then eventually have so much product where they could be live like nonstop, 24 hours a day. And it's like, okay, well, what did this have to do with Tesla, Randy's like, you can either hire more people to do all the shipping, because again, their physical products have to be shipped, or you could get a couple of Tesla robots, you know, the Optimus Prime robots, and then you could go on and with the physical and digital product lines that they're going to get, the Optimus robots will be able to package everything up. They don't sleep, they're cheap, they can't be bribed, you pay for them once. I am just insanely pumped for where VeVe is going to go in the next, I think, 12 to 18 months. People will really start to see it. Now, maybe David's so focused on other stuff that he doesn't do this, but I can't imagine that he would have started a Whatnot page in conjunction with, again, TikTok Live if he wasn't going to do this type of thing. He's not doing this for, what do they have? I think the screenshot I took, it's 763 items sold, which for normal people it'd be fine, but not a ton there. Add a 0 to that before the end of the year, you'll get Again, add a 0 to that. Andrea Simi, 4167, debating I get 100,000 DEVVE tokens. I have enough, but it seems risky. Might wait until Tom's update and see what direction we're headed. I've seen this before. I talk about Tesla. Whenever they would have battery day, he would talk a lot of technical jargon. People wouldn't really get it. The stock would go down. And then you'd have somebody like Hyperchange. You have someone like solving the money problem. You'd have someone like me. Like you'd have a bunch of other Tesla YouTubers be like, hey, or Tesla Daily. You'd have people say like, hey, here's what Elon said, and this is what it means, and this is why it's bullish. And after a couple days, people are like, oh, okay, yeah, it's actually really bullish, and then the price will go up. So for whatever the update is, we're supposed to get an update from Tom for both DEVVE and FIAS this month in February. Happy February. That update, I think any update that doesn't have, hey, here's our partner, here's what we're doing, like people are going to be like, okay, like they're waiting for that. Although I think a lot of the people that were very frustrated with that, a lot of them are out and they had sold. That guy Mike Robinson says going like 5 cents. Oh, okay, cool. Maybe we do. I was talking with a buddy of mine with this the other day. He was talking about MicroStrategy, and MicroStrategy had I think they were up. I think at one point they were up to like 460, 48 a share, or whatever, and now they're down to like 160. And we were talking. He's like, Randy, I'm gonna go. Like, I get a bunch of money soon. I'm gonna buy like 50 grand of MicroStrategy. I was like, no argument. Like that's I think a solid thing that you're doing. Like, but we're kind of in this downtrend with Bitcoin. Everyone is really bearish, and there's a decent amount of smart people out there that are saying that we go to like 35, 50K Bitcoin. Would you? I'm not saying to not do it. But I'm just saying like do it just like a little later, or maybe like buy a little bit at a time. He's just like, you know what, buy a little bit at a time, because I like it here, and in case those people are wrong and it just goes up, I'd like to get some here. Is like I have no problem going in and tapering it out and buying a little bit each week or every other week, whatever. But that's what I do. But I don't want to miss out on it here. I was like, what, fair point. MicroStrategy was insane, 480 a share. Now it's like 160. I think it actually was like 140. Whatever. I think it's going to go way down on Monday, because at one point, I think yesterday, MicroStrategy was actually in the negative, where the amount that I think they have like 76,000 on average, or I'm sorry, the average token price in which they bought Bitcoin was 76,000. Now, when they had like $81 billion worth at 126, it was insane. Now, again, at some point yesterday, we were at like 75.5 or something, or like 74.9, whatever we were at, we were under his actual like average entry price. So it's like, okay. I think MicroStrategy goes down a little bit more. Could be wrong, but the same thing with DEVVE. It seems to me that with the just horrible bearish sentiment that everyone has, and granted, there's a lot of fear in the streets. If a lot of people are expecting everything to keep going down, market tends to do the opposite. But there are some smart people that do say like, hey, listen, there's a ton of liquidity out there. It's got to go somewhere. Capital's going to rotate out of stocks, going to rotate out of gold, going to rotate out of silver, and it's got to go somewhere. I agree with them. I don't know if they'll go anywhere until Jerome Powell gets out, even with the Additional Clarity Act, which still is not done yet. Clarity Act is still not passed. Still massive amounts of manipulation out there. But so for DEVVE, again, give me an extra. The problem is I keep working for like shares in companies, which is fine. But I tend to not take a lot of cash. I tend to be like, oh, I'll take those shares. I don't. Yeah. I don't have a. I mean, the next time I get, I and I'll get to that again. I'll follow up this when I talk about daCat. But yeah, if I get 100K right now, yeah, I'd put a bit in crypto, but not a lot. Like any amount, let's say I had 100K specifically for crypto, OMI, DEVVE, DEFINITY, daCat, FIAS at these prices. Yes, I would definitely 10% right now. But it's like, well, you have 100K and you're only putting 10% right now. Yeah, because I think a lot of this stuff goes lower. Again, that's been the trend. I mean, it's so, God, DEFINITY and DEVVE's and OMI, like all of these prices have been punished like an insane amount. Like daCat's the only one that's like kind of, I mean, that was a $3 million market cap at one point. Now it's like 8. So it's still down like 60 something percent, 70%. That's from all-time highs though. Everything else from all-time highs down like 90 something percent. So daCat's actually going and doing really well comparatively, considering you have like, I think Chainlink, CoinGecko did something the other day where it was like, hey, here's, if you would have put $100,000 in these things a year ago, gold and silver, you'd be up. But Bitcoin, Ethereum, and I think Chainlink were the only ones that were down less than 50%. And they took all stuff in the top 100. And it's just like everything else was down more than 50%. It is like, God damn. Anyway, at this price, yeah, I'd buy a bunch of DEVVE. Could go to 5 cents, could go lower. You have no idea. But again, nothing fundamentally has changed about the company, which is insane that people just like, they're surprised that a startup in tech had a delay. That is wild that people are selling a bunch of their stuff, or they had sold a bunch of their stuff because, yeah, this startup, you know, okay, are they still using like patented technology? Yeah. Are they still have contingent transaction sets? Yeah. Do they still have fraud, theft, and loss protection? Yeah. Can they still do 8.5 million transactions per second? Yeah. Okay. What's changed? There was a delay. Boo freaking who. But yeah, I understand what you're saying. If the announcement or the update in February for DEVVE is going to be a little bit of a disappointment for people because it's not, well, I mean, probably not going to be the big announcement, you know. Yeah, people are probably going to be But again, I'm looking forward to it. I am pretty certain that they have a very bright future, and that is why I've never sold any DEVVE. I have like 180,000 DEVVE tokens, which right now is worth nothing. But in the future, when this is worth dozens of dollars, I'm gonna be doing okay. Anyway, but I understand your premise there. Oh gosh, because it's 4 more years of pain, probably not that long. 5-6 months maybe. And in that time, and again, I could be wrong. A ground? What? Why do I care about that? Why does that think I care about that? Sorry, give me 1 sec, West. I would say 5 or 6. It doesn't mean we go down all that time. We could have a really just wicked February and March where we go down crazy, and then we just kind of stay down there for a few months, and then we go crazy in you know, July, August, September, and then alt season, Q4. But again, that's kind of just an estimation. I don't know how long we'd be down for. I doubt 4 years. I would be. I was about to say that'd be awesome because then could buy down here for 4 years, but I don't think I would. I'd probably run out of money by that point, because by that, like, let's say $2 million, I get like in cash by next year. I would deploy that. Well, I guess I would just put $1 million into high risk lending, make my 150K a year, and then I would just constantly use half of that to buy more, plus the other $1 million going into crypto. I still run out of money eventually, but again, with that, you know, recurring revenue coming in, residual revenue coming in, that'd be great if I could do that. I just don't think we have 4 more years. That sounds insane. What, we have 8 years of altcoin bear market? Sure, anything's possible, but that just sounds ridiculous. Again, crazy things happen. Cray Mountains, are you going to thrive? Hopefully this year, price stay low and stack in peace. VeVe has a working business, a couple businesses under their belt. No speculation company. It's a fairly undervalued company with a model that's working. Reality is so obvious that for some is hard to see. Agreed. Agreed, sir. What mamish? Saying I was one of the first 25 people to buy on VeVe's whatnot and got a free 1 of 100 VeVe Kong logo. Okay, so I guess we're gonna go to daCat here, but first off, good for you. Good for you. For daCat, I just got out of a meeting where it was about other stuff. But for the channel, instead of taking like a payment for podcast or talking about, you know, whatever, I'll still be doing those things for this person. You'll see on Friday. I think they'll be coming on at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Friday. Instead of taking like payments for what I'll do for them, I was told them like, when it's live, buy some daCat comics on VeVe, off of VeVe. I mean, what I would like this person to do is buy a lot of digital comics because she's very busy in her own business. When she buys daCat comics, they're going to be locked up. Like she's not going to look at that account. Like she's very busy in her own business. I do. Originally, I was going to get some shares in the company, and I still might. But probably should. No, it's for daCat because I want daCat's valuation to go up. So I told her that like, yeah, just buy some comics for daCat on live. I don't even know if she has a VeVe account. If she does, if she doesn't, I'll make her get one. And then, you know, I'll keep having her on just to talk about her business and what she's doing, and then I'll go in and when the physical is out, like, okay, buy the physical, buy this, and she's gonna buy them every single time she's on. Will she actually buy the daCat token? I don't think she's. I mean, she'll probably get some daCat token if she happens to buy a bunch. She gets the whole set. She gets whatever. You know, we'll airdrop her some daCat tokens, but that's what I have for now. She's not going to be one of those 1 of 10 people that get a 1 of 10 comic, because that. Be advised, for daCat, out of the 1,000 physical honestly, now I want to do 2026 physicals. I want to do 2,000 physicals now, because the first one though, I don't know if I need to do that. Because I mean, we're gonna have to do this like all the time. Well, I want to do that for the first one, and then the second one on VeVe, I only want to have like 500 copies. I want to be very low, because I wanted to continuously sell out. And then the third one is where you get like Space Penguins, and you get, you know, Ladies on Solana Wolfpack. We get them all kind of joined in there. So the third one, that 1,000 will sell out, no problem. The first one obviously sell because it's the first, has an insane amount of first appearances. The second one, it's so good. The comic is amazing, but it's just the second one. There's not going to be as much hype, so we want to make sure that sells out. But for the first one, we're definitely doing at least 1,000. Honestly, I want to up it a little bit more. Anyway, for the 990 of them, if we do 1,000, are just going to be 900 just normal covers. There's going to be 10 special covers, which right now, Will Kiefer, Mr. Rolex, guy named Bronk, Bill Gardner, and Guido. They got supreme pricing, $250 for a 1 of 10. It's signed by me and the artist, and they get a free comic, a normal cover with that as well. The other 5 through 10 or 6 through 10, they're charged $350. But these guys are the first to kind of believe and go on. So we like to do that. So Wat Mamas, if you want to go in and be that another one of the first 10 to go in, it's $350. And you get a signed copy. It's a 1 of 10 from me and the artist, and then you get a free comic with that as well. Anyway, I will make. We'll sell out of the physical comic as well pretty quickly. El Chavo saying OMI will add 2 more zeros before it goes up again. That's retarded. Like that's. Will it add another 0? Yeah, I could see that. Like let's do the math on this. I want to do the math. First, let me go over to DeCat real quick. Even though I'm sure it's down like 9% on the day. Oh, only down 5%. 800K market cap. Be advised, part of the reason for that is because, one sec, we're paired with Ethereum. $118,000 of DeCat, $118,000 of Ethereum. When ETH goes back up, so will DeCat. But yeah, as of right now, ETH has just been taking a giant pounding, like no Vaseline, like no, like, who's this guy? Sorry. Anyway, I just wanted to finish up on DeCat. All right, so OMI, actually up 5% on the day, 00014. Let's say we. How do we add 2 zeros? Add 1 0. Cool. Get cut in half. Well, we'd be at a what's that? We'd be quad 07 ish, and we'd be at about a $19 million market cap. Yeah, sure, that could happen. But to add another 0 on top of that, you'd be at less than a $10 million market cap. That is insane. Like that. There's no way. Like there's just no way that happens. You can try to say like, oh no, it could be. Actually, no, we would be 3.5. We have 300. All right, give me 1 sec. I'm tripping. 5.0. Let's just say 9.0. Yeah, that's less than like a $5 million mark. Like that is insane. What do you want to bet? $500,000? I'll bet it. Crazy Mountain says if it does, it'll be my hallelujah moment. No, to be honest, unrealistic. It's not. Early stream. Yeah, I have a show with Bill and Zombie's Metaverse Adventure later. I have to set that up. I mean, they got it set up. I just have to stream to my audience, and I'll do it through this. Yeah. We got the one FU F98 saying, I honestly think DEVVE can hit $50 by August, September. I feel it in my gut. If they announce the huge partner, I mean, there's no telling what it does. You know, no telling. Could it happen before then? I mean, we could. I mean, I don't know. Like, I'm not really expecting Bitcoin or ETH to start to rise until June, like until summer. Can DEVVE be one of the things that rides with it? Yeah. I mean, it could do it without the announcement, sure, but the announcement I think is really, I don't know, that's retarded. It is. It's 100% is. It was a 5 million market cap. Yeah, that's insane. There's just like no way. We got here. Oh Jesus. Okay, at least this person is doing something. Okay, moving on. Let's get to DEVVE, since we were talking about that. DEVVE's down about 0.5% on the day, 8.6 cents, $7.5 million market cap. That is very low. Can it go lower? Sure. Will it stop at some point? Yeah. Let me. Oh, it might only show here. Could do it on the daily chart. Let's do the 4-hour chart. So on the 4-hour chart, we've been down to about 8 cents. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've wicked down there a bunch of times, and we keep bouncing off there. So it does seem to be a decent area of like floor support. But if we ever break down from there, that wouldn't be good for it. Or we could just start going back up again. You know, we have no idea. Any rewards for staking? There is, or there was. I don't know if they still are. I wouldn't do it right now. I would go over and just say like, wait for other stuff to happen, because right now it's still on the ETH blockchain. They haven't done that migration yet, the DEVVE blockchain. So I would kind of wait on it. But there will be multiple incentives for staking your DEVVE. Getting more of it, getting fees from the website, like from the exchange. Like there's going to be multiple reasons that you're going to want to do that. I'm not 100% sure what it is right now, though. I would wait a little bit for it. Anyway, let's go to Definity. Definity, $6,000 in volume on the day, up 6%, 1.1 cents. Because at some point yesterday, we were down. Oh, shit, I'm still on the 4 hour. I want to go to the 1 hour. No, not the 1 minute, the 1 hour. Yeah, at some point yesterday, we were down to under a penny. Like we were down under there for like a good hour or so. I happen to get some at that price because that's insane. So yeah, I happen to get some. I don't know if we can get down there again, because that one wallet that was like, there was one wallet that was selling. He wound up buying a little bit last night. I was like, okay, so that got some confidence back. But then it sold like 300 of it. So he bought back like $1,100 worth yesterday, and then sold 321 today. So we don't know what that wallet's doing. It is a wild card. So again, we have no idea. Story, very good. Dude, it has been so cold on the East Coast, and I don't like it. I got invited to a Super Bowl party next week, and I want to go, but I gotta save money. There's a lot of things I need to save money for. Okay. I gotta buy things. Y'all don't know yet, but you will. You will. But that's Definity. I at 1.1 cents, it's like I still should buy here. I want to see what tomorrow brings, because Monday market's back open. You know, Definity can go back up to 1.7, or it could be like go back down to under penny, in which case I'll get more. So we'll see. And that wallet still has a lot. So it seems to me that wallet now didn't really want to sell. They just, you know, could have, like they might have needed to. And do they need to anymore? I don't know. We'll see. So that's Definity. What we got here? Oh, let's do FIAS. We haven't done FIAS yet. FIAS, $1.2 million market cap. God, that is low. It has been lower, but it's also been much higher. Let's see where FIAS is over on the not now, on the CoinGecko. So it was up to 2.5 cents at one point. There's a 2.5x from here, and it was down to, it was down like 20% below this. So it was actually under $1 million market cap at one point. I am working on trying to do stuff with FIAS. Well, I guess we have to talk about Claude and Claude bots. We'll do that later. AI has just been insane recently, and we have to go over it. But we'll do that later. Did I do OMI? I think I did. Maybe I didn't do OMI. All right, let's do OMI, and then we'll get to the rest of the stuff. OMI's up 5% on the day. 000144, $39 million market cap. We've had these spikes. And it always gets sold down, but the fact that the spikes still happen I'm very interested in. 1.26 million in volume, down 70% on the day because the volume yesterday was insane for some reason. 3% on Uniswap, 4% on OKX. Okay, where the heck's all this? Okay, 35% on Deep. Hold on, 35, 56, 61, 69, nice, 72. Oh, 11% on Ascendex? Okay, that's interesting. Anyway, so that's where some of the volume's coming in. Damn, we've been live for 40 minutes already. Oh, girl. Sorry, but God, I love this game. Gentlemen, get strong and post thirst traps on Instagram. Why? Because it brings in the ladies. All I'm gonna say. Okay, let's go. We had last time we left off. What was it? What's today? Did we do Thursday? I think we did Thursday because today's Sunday. We want to do Friday. Friday. Holy crap, there's a lot of stuff on Friday. All right, what do we have for Friday? Binance announced conversions of $1 billion Seifu fund into Bitcoin, ETH, and BNB. Bitcoin pumped 250% in a year. ETH pumped 200% in crypto market, added 1.8 trillion. This was in March of 2023. In January 2026, Binance has also announced to convert $1 billion Seifu fund into Bitcoin. I don't know what's coming next. To be honest, $1 billion is really not a lot of money when it comes to all these things. Also, someone just got fully liquidated on their position on Friday, $11 million silver long position. Nuts. Silver on Friday had crashed 22% in 24 hours, wiping out 1.3 trillion. The thirst messages I've been getting are insane. Some of y'all girls are feral. Donald J. Trump says there was great speculation that highly wrong there, Mr. Trump. That is not the correct there. Was this edited? There's great speculation that highly respected Kevin Hassett was going to be named chairman of the Fed, and a great chairman he would have been, but quite honestly, he's doing such an outstanding job working with me and my team at the White House that I just didn't want to let him go. Kevin is indescribably good, so good. As the expression goes, if you can't do it better, don't try to fix it. Thank you, Kevin, for doing such a great job. He obviously did pass on appointing Kevin Hassett, but then he named Kevin Warsh as pick for Fed chair. He's crypto friendly. He wants to cut rates. Very excited. We had on VeVe 77 people make their first purchase last week. Again, we had 77 people make their first purchase last week. January 28th, we had like nobody on here, 550 people. Then on the 29th, we had 986. And from the 20th to the 27th, anywhere in between. Low being 750, high being 892. All right, I'll take it. Dr. Fidgetal.eth. He is now level 66. Good for him. Mr. MC1 says, VeVe in the NFT winter. Just a little bit of spray on the face, maybe some salt in the water, but smooth and confident. We love him. We love him. Continuously 35 points. Okay, gotcha. Somebody, Wes had said, just curious, at what point will you start offering constructive criticism? That is a very loaded question. Mr. MC1 says, inspire and influence is the way to make great progress. Feedback has been given continuously over the last 4 years. This includes a comprehensive paper I wrote with 35 plus points of improvement after running a 4-hour space with hundreds of people. The recording of the main 4-hour space and the 1-hour recap space after I wrote the paper and read it out are available till today. Very good. Bitcoin. Wow. Bitcoin fell out of the top 10 of global assets marked by market cap. Bananas. There's a lot of liquidations there. I read stuff about Binance. Silver being down. Oh, I gotta read something from Gary. Oh, that's going to be a lot. Because he made this on Friday, and this mother flapper posts so much. This would actually go really well with my title. Also, Twitter is Bugging. Okay, no, we're good. Oh, he actually doesn't post that much. Okay, this is not bad. Maybe it is because I've been scrolling for a while. It's something that Gary Vaynerchuk wrote, saying the QVC-ification of social media is here. Live social shopping is going to explode even more in 2026 and beyond. Last year, Whatnot did billions in GMV, which is the total dollar value of all goods and services sold through an e-commerce platform or marketplace. Yet many people have never heard of that platform. Can't believe how big an opportunity this is. It's real now, but it's going to be very real over the next 5 to 10 years. Globally, live commerce is already on track to be $1 trillion industry, driven largely by China, where live shopping accounts for roughly 15 to 20% of all e-commerce today. God damn. In the US, we're still early, but that's exactly the point. According to multiple industry estimates, US live commerce GMV is projected to grow at 30 to 40% annually over the next several years as platforms, logistics, and creator tools mature. What was I just saying? TikTok Shop is the real player again, and Whatnot is a monster. eBay Live is going very strong. Twitch just launched their shopping. There's an incredible app you should all look into called District, which is like Shopify of live shopping. The ecosystem is building. To put real numbers behind this, TikTok Shop grows tens of billions of dollars of annual GMV globally, with the US becoming one of its fastest growing regions. Whatnot has become one of the largest live commerce platforms in North America, especially in collectibles, trading cards, sneakers, fashion, niche hobbies, and more. eBay Live has leaned into high trust categories like luxury watches, handbags, and trading cards, where authentication and real-time Q&A matter. Twitch's move into shopping isn't random. This was written by ChatGPT. Come on, Gary. Twitch's move into shopping isn't random. Amazon owns Twitch, and Amazon understands that attention plus creator trust converts better than static listings. Agreed. Anyone here running a company should be spending an enormous amount of time figuring out their live shopping strategy, as well as their GEO, their generative engine optimization, and AEO, answer engine optimization strategy too. If you don't do that, you're setting yourself up for a very challenging 2027, 2028. Give me one sec. I have to do this. Thursday is more convenient. Okay, very good. Thursday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time works. I have to text my man. Where did he go? Thursday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time works. We'll send you link on Thursday. Meow. Okay, I gotta put that on my calendar because we've got fundraising to do. And we are set. Okay. Live shopping really is QVC, but on social. The level of opportunity for every individual and business because of the way the algos are on social right now is profound. Because when a person or a company goes live, they will find audiences. The algo will bring you to new people in the feed. This is happening right now. Attention is the ultimate asset, and these social platforms have the attention. Friends, we are selling koi on these platforms already. Think about that for a second. Not just merch, not necessarily hype products, not just digital-only assets, living, breathing koi. Like fish. We're seeing live commerce work across categories that traditionally required physical presence or trust. Luxury handbags and watches, fresh seafood and specialty foods, plants, reptiles and live animals, home goods and furniture, auto parts and tools, education, collectibles, and hobby gear. If it can be explained, demonstrated, authenticated, and shipped, it can be sold live. There could be more stuff sold through live shopping than is bought in regular e-commerce. There are literally everyday people becoming TikTok affiliates, selling on live shopping, and changing their lives. Most people aren't destined to be a famous influencer, but they are destined to be someone who's good at selling stuff, and they're going to change the course of their lives. The fastest growing cohort is everyday operators, TikTok affiliates, small store owners, resellers, and subject matter experts who might never build a massive following, but who can convert attention into cash. For many of them, a single successful live stream can outperform weeks or months of traditional content posting. With VeFriends, we did almost $200,000 in revenue in 3 hours. Friends, please get serious about live social shopping because the QVC-ification of social media is here. It's coming and it's going to come harder. By the way, this has been happening in China for 8 years now. What can be sold? Almost anything. Anything can be sold if you actually understand the product, know how to communicate value in real time, and you can fulfill properly. People are wondering, what do I sell? What do I do? Where do I do it? You need to devote 5 hours to learning about live shopping. Google it, use ChatGPT, study it. We live in an AI world. Any question you have, put that into ChatGPT Ask the questions, where do I get the product? How do I ship the stuff? You could buy anything at wholesale that has a higher retail value and go on TikTok shop and whatnot and sell it on live shopping. Go hard, and I believe you can make $1 million profit a year within 24 months. Now, the trick is actually providing entertainment. There are so many ways to do this, but it all boils down to one question. What value are you bringing to the audience? This will also hit Main Street. If you're a normal store in a small town, New Jersey or California, on Wednesday at 3 p.m., there's nothing going on. But the fact that you can turn your little boutique into a studio and turn on live shopping is huge. For small businesses, this matters because foot traffic is declining while digital attention is consolidating. Retail is no longer about location alone, it's about distribution. Live shopping lets a local store instantly become national, even global, without new rent, staff, or inventory expansion. This is why this beats everything else. If you ask me right now, out of the fudge, give me 1 sec. I got another double fudge. I can send a private, link, private video chat link on Thursday. Meow. Okay, why this beats everything else? If you ask me right now, out of all the optionality in the world of how to make money in the next 5 years in America, live shopping is at the top of my list. Such an opportunity that live social shopping is the only potential thing that Amazon should be worried about. Amazon wins on convenience and logistics. Live shopping wins on emotion, trust, and entertainment. That's the wedge, because Amazon can copy features, but it can't yet replicate real-time human interaction at scale without fundamentally changing its model. 6 years ago, I was yelling at everybody to be on TikTok. Now everybody cries to me and says, Gary, I should have listened. Now I'm yelling at you to do social shopping. Either you're going to listen or you're going to cry about not doing it. Live social shopping is the underpriced attention. People need to learn about it, and I believe it'll be a substantial advancement of why we spend even more time on social media. The TikTok economy is simply one of the greatest opportunities in business right now. Commerce-tainment, why it works. Commerce-tainment is commerce and entertainment, and basically QVC on social media. The difference now is the algorithm brings the shopping to you. You're scrolling and boom, there's a TikTok live served straight to your phone. The algorithm knows your interests and feeds you accordingly. This is the key difference versus traditional e-commerce or even influencer marketing. When you go live, you're no longer limited to your follower count. Platforms actively push live content because it increases session time, comments, and purchases. That means discovery is built into the system. The algorithm is incentivized to find buyers for you. Attention is the ultimate asset, and these platforms have the attention. Human behavior likes to buy in real time. It's frictionless, convenient, and you're almost paying for an experience. What the heck did I just say? Oh my God, it's like this guy's reading my mind. You know how you might spend $150 to go see a comedy show? You don't take anything physical home. With live shopping, you get the experience plus the product. With live social shopping, people are buying things in a subconscious form of a tip for the entertainment that they're getting. Jesus, tap dance in Christ. Do you think TikTok in 15 years will be like MySpace? It's hard to say. Facebook, I thought, would be like dead now, and it kind of is. Like you don't see kids on Facebook, right? It's all old people. It's like 35-year-olds and above, right? Like I don't know. Like there's a couple of people that I think are younger than me that use it, but not. It's old people now. It's like 35 and above, right? Instagram, honestly, Instagram's the dating site. It really is. Like I've had a couple of business things from Instagram. Mostly it's been the poon though. It's been hookup. I don't even have a good Instagram. I just go in and I like people that are interested in me, check it out. I post thirst traps every now and then. Yeah, it's not a, what do you call it? You can use it for business. Again, I have, but that's what it is. I mean, some people like they do, like they're influencers. They're usually have to be hot bodied, usually have to be good looking, usually have to have stuff on there that I don't know. For Instagram, it's hard. I just use it as, I kind of show up like, hey, here's who I'm interviewing, blah 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 blah, and then That's it. And then like their strategy, that's what it's used for. TikTok is so good. Like freaking VeVe Magic sends me reels all the time on Instagram, and I love her. I talked to her just before. Yeah, a couple hours ago. She's a little older, so she's not really on like older people tend to watch reels or stuff on like Facebook or TikTok. Like I would rather commit seppuku than watch over TikTok. TikTok is more current. It's so much more current. And older people just can't keep up with the times. So anyway, TikTok right now, like the last several years, TikTok has been on top. Like it is anything you want to learn or search for it on TikTok. TikTok, YouTube, ChatGPT, like it's you don't go on Facebook or Instagram to search a video to learn. Like you just don't. Like you do that on TikTok or YouTube. And TikTok is just such top tier stuff. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah, it's just such top tier stuff. I don't know what is going to replace it. Because again, in shopping, they're in everything. I don't know what is the best way to replace it. There isn't. Like the young people are there, and the old people are there too. And it's like Facebook, the young people were there, and the young people turned into old people, and they didn't get any newer younger people. Instagram, young people were there. There's still some young people on there, but it's because you could be on there at 40 and still be hot and like do whatever. But that's a young person's game. Like I am not going to get the same attention because for a guy it's a little bit, you have a bit of a skewed game because you could be 45, not that good looking, but be throwing up like Bugattis and Lamborghinis and like all this, and then girls will flock to you, right? Like whereas like you could be young, but then there's multiple ways to play the game if you're a guy. You could do that to have good looking photos on there. You don't have to be that like strong. You don't have to be that like in shape. You could just have a heck ton of money and just have really good pics on there, and it's fine. Or you could be young, not have anything, and just be fitness and just be like, yo, like check me out. And you could just have like just big arms, shoulders, like good abs, and then there's multiple ways to play that game. So there's still, but again, I don't know any like 60-year-olds on Instagram unless they're looking for something. It's a young person's game, and the older people that are still kind of there, but not really as influential. But TikTok, you could be a stay-at-home mom on TikTok and go viral for some of the stuff like that you do. Like, here's me organizing my fridge. Here's everything my 9-month-old ate today. Here's something like, like you don't have to have this crazy exciting life to find your audience and be successful on there. Tammy Hannah's daughter, who's I think around my age, she does child support stuff, and she like posts like her calls, be like, here's what the person said, here's what, and all of these moms and dads, like, all these people are just like, oh my god, what about this, like asking her questions, like, and she makes a bunch of money on it. So you find your audience. There's the young people doing their dances, there's the gamers doing their gaming, there's the workout people doing their workout stuff. TikTok just has freaking everything. And old people can be on there, young people can be on there. There's so like it's just, and they're constantly getting newer and younger people as well. So it's just anyone for everything's on there. Most recently, I guess I've been on WWE Talk, Swift Talk. I was on NFL Talk for a while, and then NFL Talk and Swift Talk merged. I guess I'm on NFL Talk still. I'm on Game Talk, Speedrunner Talk. And just conspiracy stuff talk, like alien stuff talk. Like TikTok just knows me so well. That's where like, yeah, Twitter sometimes. Twitter is just like kind of like front page of like the internet. Twitter is just like, hey, here's the news, unfiltered. Here's boots on the ground. Here's what we're doing. Like, that's how you stay informed and talk about crypto degen, you know, whatever. And if you want, yeah, you can, business, dating, and all that. But I just can't see how TikTok would be like they're just so on top of everything. I can't see how they would be like MySpace. I mean, anything can happen, you know, right? And everyone's going to want to swing for the king. Did you know Facebook already has Metaverse integrated in its mobile app? I didn't know. How do you? Well, so I know Meta. What they do is they force you to use their AI. Like when you search something on Instagram or Facebook, it uses AI. So they have an insane amount of users, but they're not giving people the choice. They're just like, no, you're searching something, it's using AI. Thank you for training the out, you know, thank you for training it. So how does Facebook have a, where do you go to look at the metaverse? I don't want to go Reels, Marketplace, friends. There's dating. I do not use Facebook for dating. Meta verified, public presence, Meta Quest, Meta AI. Tell me how to do the thing with the metaverse, and I'd be very, very interested. Also, speaking of very, very interested, if I'm keeping y'all interested, be great if you can smash that like button. It's a free way to help support the channel. Thank you. Non-free ways, Patreon, smash the super thanks button down below. Super chats as well. Y'all my bays. Okay, no problem, my man. You are welcome. God, I'm so good at life. I think once the metaverse gets mass adoption, Facebook will recover from old people phase. It might. Internet Hokagiwa says, man, that live shopping piece was an eye-opener. Great perspective. As a kid, I used to stop on QVC all the time. And scrolling through the guides feels like modern version of it for sure. I still have more to read from that, but y'all be commenting, so you know. TikTok can get its foot in the metaverse space. I think it'll survive. This on-ramping of Web3 mass adoption, not TikTok will be the new MySpace. No way. I mean, maybe. TikTok would probably just buy a metaverse company if that were the case, which they could do. Might be a good move. I was like, once Web3 is in the metaverse, its mass, Facebook will lead social media again. It might. Very well might. I think I was on top now, but the shift happens, it will adjust correctly and continue to lead social media. I don't know. I hope so. I love TikTok. We'll see. So the metaverse on mobile Facebook, it's in the games. Really cool. Only thing there's no one using it. You can tell Mass Dogs. But like, how do you play games? Like, I've never tried to. Okay, I don't want to be in Reels. Friends, Marketplace, notifications. I don't know how to get to the metaverse in the, like, I just exit out of that. Anyway, let's continue on. Whoever brings the most value wins. Many of you know that I have a regular Q&A series called Tea with Gary V, where members of my community can join me live on Whatnot to ask me business questions or advice. If you've watched the show, you'll also know I feature a variety of different collectibles from my company, VeVe's. Everything from stickers to collectible card packs, mugs, t-shirts, hats, and more gets added to my Whatnot storefront for people to browse and shop through the show. On the one hand, I'm providing insane value, an hour packed with tactical advice on business, life, career. On the other hand, I'm educating my audience on the VeVe's IP, all while giving them the opportunity to shop. I'm doing commerce while entertaining through providing value. Earlier this year, I did a 7-hour live stream on Whatnot where we sold $40,000 worth of t-shirts in 2 hours. If I had done my best social media, non-live shopping advertising, we would have made maybe 3K in sales. Please understand that this is real. Here's another scenario. Imagine you're a physical trainer. You can go on Whatnot or TikTok and start a live stream giving people tips on health and fitness. But then maybe you add some merch into the mix. Maybe you have some hats or some hoodies, or maybe you have a special facial, he misspelled facial, scraper that you use while demonstrating on different exercises. You're leveraging your fitness expertise to build awareness and entertain, but you're doing it on a commerce platform. As long as you have value to deliver and a product to sell, you're doing yourself a huge disservice if you don't get started with live social shopping today. Now, why does commerce attainment work? because human behavior likes to buy in real time. For example, I'm someone who's extremely disciplined, and I don't genuinely like to buy stuff. And yet even I've bought things on Whatnot and TikTok Shop in the live experience because of the momentum. I'm already there. I see the product. I like it. I buy it. It's frictionless, convenient, and you're almost paying for an experience. Atomic 306. Talk about the new metal Ray-Ban display. It's got a demo, and it was an insta buy for me. Meta Ray-Ban. Okay, we'll do. Meta Ray-Ban display. Oh, okay. Let's go to this result. Meta Ray-Ban display is a first of its kind product with extremely limited inventory. A demo is required to purchase, but please note that due to high demand, the product may be sold out and unavailable for purchase after your demo. Your preferred demo date is unavailable. We'll notify as soon as the new slot opens up. Okay. Let me YouTube it and talk about Ray-Ban display.
Display, they have this whole new transparent interface, and I'm going to level with you. This is the first time I've ever been convinced by a tech product designed for your face. There's a few things that aren't there, but I was just surprised that this already can start to make you see how smart glasses can do a lot of the things that your phone
Okay,
can do.
where's the... All right, here we go.
Final piece of the puzzle, the smartphone and the software. So Meta isn't exactly making it a secret that they think this is the type of device that will replace the phone someday. But that day is not today. As of right now, I would say about 50% of the things the glasses can do are in some way reliant on your phone. So what does it do? When you turn it on, the first thing you see is the home screen. It shows you upcoming events, notifications, shows you the time. So after 30 minutes or so, I started to realize that I didn't need to do this anymore. And it's from there that you swipe to the side and you can see all your apps. And you kind of realize that
that's really cool.
It's not a super slick UI. Like, it doesn't feel cheap, but it's also not a 60 frame per second, super well animated smartphone quality interface. But also, more importantly, that there isn't an app store. This is a new type of product, so the app selection is tiny. All topped off with the fact that pretty much everything that you can do on this is like the meta version of that thing. So
okay, let's you view augmented reality in the glasses. The wrist controller is amazing, magic. What do we got here? Real-time subtitles for what? Real-time subtitles for deaf people is insane. That is awesome. No more having to learn how to read lips. Real-time subtitles for deaf people is bananas. Subtitles will be crazy for that. Is, oh my god, that is a game changer. Some guys, imagine someone telling a joke in a foreign language, and you just sit there staring at that person for a while in awkward silence, only to then start laughing. Witnessing that would kill me. So I guess it's not right away. I guess it takes a minute to translate. I'll be honest, having 5 mics that are so good they can hear a whisper being directly linked to Facebook servers sounds kind of sketchy AF for data collection. Yeah, okay, good point. Once you get hooked, they'll drop in ads and you'll have to pay a subscription to get rid of them. That's fine. Like, if it's such a good product, I don't care. Shut up and take my money. One part of me says, this is so cool, I hope it becomes a new smartphone. The other part says, you're going to start seeing people speaking to you, looking at you, and you don't know if he's paying attention or looking at reels. People is going to be driving using these and watching reels or reading messages while driving. Yeah, that's giving me some heavy Black Mirror vibes. Yeah, that's a good point. Social media led to isolation. Smart glasses lead to loss of eye contact. In terms of specs, unintentional but excellent pun there. Okay, society, you're so sick of social media and constant ads. Meadows says, hold my beer, try these glasses. Mini maps in real life, that's really cool. New area unlocked. Yeah, being able to watch it through. So instead of like looking down at your phone like this, you just like, that'll fix people's neck issues. Oh, that's awesome. That is awesome. Okay, gotcha. Okay, what was I? Definity prediction. Listen, they had the best One sec. DFINITY had the best month that they've had for January ever. And like that is insane. So December, they had their best month ever. November, I don't know if November was their best month ever, but December was their best month ever. January, their best month ever. It is very easy to see that by mid-year, they should be doing $1 million a month in top line revenue. It might even happen before middle of the year. Because again, like DFINITY, the DMA link is not what their profit and how much they make is not contingent on how well crypto is doing. Whether it's up or whether it's down, they're still making money. They're offering just people just, hey, come on and let us onboard, let us offboard for you, let us do all these things for you. So again, like the more people that get into crypto, especially high net worth individuals, especially the people that they're partnering with, they just partner with Bloomsbury Money. Bloomsbury Money just partnered with the Midnight Foundation. That is Charles Hoskins' thing. That is an insane partnership. And although it doesn't say it, I'm pretty sure it's exclusive. Like, I'm pretty sure that Midnight Foundation and Charles Hoskinson's like, yeah, you could be our exclusive partner. Like, we'll be your exclusive partner. We won't go anywhere else. And it's $1.6 million market cap. Heck is it? Go to DFINITY. $1.7 million market cap. My brothers in Christ. Oh God, give us strength. Lord have mercy. We must stay focused, gentlemen. We must stay focused. Oh, Bitcoin under 76,000. I say must stay focused, and then, you know, I should get more of the crypto. I have enough of the shares of the fund. I have enough shares in DMA Link and Bloomsbury Money. But my God, I need more crypto. I should get more. Hang on 1 second. I don't need to get more. I don't need to get more. But I want it. I want more. Okay, I don't need to. I don't need to. But yeah, that I don't know. It might not be this year, but at some point, 20x is, I don't know, like 20 something cents. That like that should do it based on like nothing. As funds come, as money comes into crypto, this is going to be one of like that probably makes me one of the most amount of money. Yes, they are glasses. Real-time translation transcripts is insane. You know, this could be. Oh no, it is a good skill to have. Imagine knowing what people are talking about from down the block. It is. It's a very good skill to have. Are you still investing in VeVe? Yes. Got 300 million OMI. I don't know how many collectibles and stuff that I have. Let's go, because we got a new update on VeVe. Although it's not showing me good things right now. So I feel like I've updated it already, but I don't know if this needs to be updated. It doesn't. Just open it. And back up 76.5. All right, in my collection, I have over 1,100 collectibles. I have over 800 comic books. I didn't win Greg's 1 of 1 on Friday. Somebody else did. They outbid me by a couple hundred gems. So I mean, yeah, I mean the most recent stuff I don't get every drop. Most recent stuff I got Leonardo, and I got the Darth Vader white marble. So I collect what I like. I don't necessarily, and the stuff before then, no, VeVe Happy New Year, and then the Michelangelo. Oh, I still have my VeVe 2025 trophy. It's 1 of 15. Let me know if you want that. Also, let me know if y'all want some Agoro stuff, because that would be cool. If y'all want to grab that. Yeah. I'm just worried. Buddy of mine says, go grab all the crypto. I was like, I'm just worried everything continues to dump. Well, LOL. Yeah, who knows? Who knows if stuff continues to dump? All right. Other than Waltz, what are some good golden moments that you think will pumpers, Randy? Iron Man and Elsa. I think R2D2. I think those are never going to zero. At least not in our lifetime. I mean, you want things that are probably a little bit more scarce. Well, actually, for something like golden moments, I don't know. A lot of it's nostalgia. Like a lot of it's like, but like honestly, when was the last time anyone bought anything Winnie the Pooh? Or now, if you have kids, probably whatever. But like, when's the last time like any new Winnie the Pooh stuff came out? Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, sure, but it's not Disney stuff. Yeah, these are hard. Because I don't have kids. I'm not in this thing. I don't know when, like the Chippendale peeps. I guess Timon and Pumbaa are cool. Because I feel like even though that movie was made 30-ish years ago, I still feel like Timon and Pumbaa are like fairly recent. Because like you do have other, like Lion King is remade like every X amount of years. It's re-released. It's got other stuff. Like that's solid. Like younger people still know of them. Elsa still very, very current. Obviously came out first, in 2013. So you have the kids that loved it that will still love it. Frozen 2 came out. There's other stuff, like there's rides at Disney. So Elsa really, and then R2 is just, he's been amazing for 40 plus years, almost 50 years. Oh my God, Star Wars almost 50 years old. And again, like he's a constant in like, the past 20 years in Clone Wars, in like the animated stuff. He even made an appearance in Mandalorian, a couple of episodes. So I'm really, really bullish on him. So R2, Elsa, and I guess Timon and Pumbaa, like those are some other ones that I like. You always have a chill stream, but yeah. I mean, you guys make it easy. We chilling, we chilly. Anyway, let me get back to this article. It will or it won't. What's our dark horses? Hat? What's hat? Oh, the sorting hat, the Mickey hat. I don't know about the hat, but yeah, Elsa definitely. Yeah. Okay, gallery, very good. All right, let me go back to. Actually, let me go back to my live and have everyone smash that like button. Free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways are Patreon and smashing that super chat button, like Atomic Z06 talking about Meta Ray-Ban display, and it looks dope. Like I would get that, and maybe I will. Not right now, but at some point. All right, let me go back. Gary Vee's article saying, think of it this way. What do you get when you go to a stand-up comedy show or a concert or sporting event? What do you take home? Nothing physical, but you're paying for the entertainment experience. I believe the same thing is true of commercetainment. Only you get the experience plus the physical product. There's a subconscious underlying layer of the entertainment value that's going on. And I think the hype and the excitement of purchasing live cannot be underestimated. I agree. And honestly, a lot of times, like, listen, there's so many people out there that are talking about finance stuff. And I've built this channel, this brand into something that nobody on God's green earth thought it would be. Why? I mean, it starts off just because I was passionate about Pokemon and Tesla then metaverse stuff, and then just telling people that 90% of what I make will eventually go to charity, animal charity specifically. People don't buy what you do or make, they buy why you do it. And that's if you connect with people, like, and also like a really solid insight. And I don't think we should underestimate that. But at the same time, like, there's so many people doing so many things, but I don't know, people like me for whatever reason, and that helps. You think the Golden Moments or Power IP, which is better investment? Partner statue, I would put as like one of the most important NFTs in the world, not just on VeVe. Gold Logo Group is crazy, and they're all crazy successful, and they're all going to want multiple. That's going to be the gold logo. Is they might hurt themselves eventually, because there's at 500 logos, there's like 300. You know, a lot of people have multiple because they want to give it to their kids, they want to keep it in the family, and it might be like a legacy thing at some point. And that legacy thing is, you know, there's only so many. There's only so many of them to go around, and there's not going to be that, like, how you would get into that. Like, if I'm looking at, okay, gold logo, they got parties, they got, okay, well, what if I buy one for $5,000 and then it's like, okay, it's not, you know, you'd probably want to go in and test drive. Like, you don't buy a car without test driving it. You don't buy a house without looking at it. Don't get married without boinking first. You know, like, so I feel like people would need to get an invite to the party, or maybe live stream of the party, to see how fun it is and to see how many amazing people there are, and just the quality of them before they go in and buy it. So I do think at some point, because there's so much of the product that's held by, again, a couple hundred people that are not going to want to give it up, you know, that gets hard. Go see the movie Out called Set. Bro, wait. Pumbaa will never be seen. Wait, I want to see this movie so badly too. I've seen it in previews. I think when I saw Predator, and this looks so good. And I love Rachel McAdams. She's so beautiful. She's so, like, oh god, I love her. And it seems like a cool story. But why will Pumbaa? Do they eat? Do they eat Pumbaa? Let me know, because I don't want to be sad. Anyway, Gary Vee continues saying, it's enjoyable. It's a more fun way to shop than to see a picture in your Instagram feed. I could make an ad saying VeFriends is the next Pokemon. Get in early. I'm Gary Vee, and I'm telling you right now, you're going to regret not buying this for $40. That's a good ad, and it will do fine. But I'm telling you that it would do even better in real time as commerce-tainment, because I can also interact with the audience. I can answer their questions. I can respond in real time to their concerns. I can offer behind-the-scenes alpha on VeFriends IP for my community, and I can bring on exciting guests and do spontaneous giveaways. Okay, who wants to buy an Agoro? I don't know how much I paid for it. I think this is actually a good one too. This is a Vader, 1 of 500. I don't know how much this is worth. Somebody throw something out to me, and then we'll talk. We'll see. I also have 2 of the Agoro, like VeVe coins. So you want those for a nice discount, let me know. I've got a VeVe Fig pin, and the VeVe Fig pin. This is unopened. This is also for sale. What is not for sale is my Colonel KFC Fig pin. That one I'm keeping, because I love KFC. Not that I don't love VeVe, but, you know, I have a couple of these, so, you know. Pumbaa fans will be saying, "Oh no, oh, not Pumbaa." Oh, it's okay. I will probably forget about it by the time that I go see it, and then when I do see it, I'll be like, Atomic Z06. Thank you for preparing me, though. I think subconsciously I'll be prepared now, like Scar in '96. Be prepared. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Sorry, that's a crazy. Anyway, Gary Vee says, it all fuels the shopping experience. And whether you're a content creator with a CPG business, small business, or big brand, you're losing out on ridiculous arbitrage if you don't jump on live social shopping right now. Now, where's this going? In my brain, 20% of all social media content will be live shopping. It's not there yet, but it will be. And the reason I think people are slow to this trend is the AI convo is so important and has sucked up oxygen for some of them. With a live social shopping, people can buy from other humans. You can ask the seller a question live and they might answer it, versus a banner or image that sends me to a landing page. It's a different game now. Brick and mortar rents are harder to justify and retail traffic is changing. 5 years, you walk down a busy street and half the employees will be doing commerce-tainment. Stores will turn into studios because they have to. Meta isn't going to sit around. Google will get into the game, as will Amazon, Walmart, YouTube, and X. This is coming. $500 billion worth of stuff is sold through live shopping in China. That's happening now in the US and in the West. Live social shopping is going to eat up the world. Final wake-up call. This is the next 36 months skill. Just like learning paid social in 2015 or TikTok in 2019, the advantage goes to people who experiment before the playbooks are obvious. So many of you will not become the influencer you might want to be, but you have a different talent. Maybe you're a great salesperson. Then you should really learn and consider this world. Start a Whatnot account or go live on TikTok. Don't have a product? Start selling stuff from your house because the upside in the next 36 months is extraordinary. Live social shopping is a new distribution layer for commerce, powered by algorithms, human behavior, and entertainment, and it's still massively underpriced. This was a great freaking article. My God, Gary, that was beautiful. Just read this live for my audience and started selling stuff. Great times. And thank you, Gary Vee. Anyway, let's keep going here. Pumbaa eats them. That would be wild. That would be wild if Pumbaa started eating them. That reminds me of, this is like a family, this is like 30 something years ago. It was a Family Matters episode where Harriet, I think Carl has a dream and Harriet's like, is it worse? Is this a nightmare worse than when the donut ate you? My collectible thing, Sunday chill. It is Sunday chill. It is a chill Sunday. We've had a lot of stuff to talk about here. And we are now going to continue on the news, which we're still on Friday here. $3.15 trillion is wiped from gold and silver market between Thursday at 12 p.m. and Friday at 12 p.m. That's a 24-hour difference. That's insane. Trump says his new Fed chair, Kevin Warsh, will cut rates without any pressure. Thank God. We have Greg Weich's one of one, which sold for $1,300, beat out my $1,000 buy order. Silver crashed 32% in 24 hours over on Friday, wiping out nearly $2 trillion. That is bananas in pajamas. Crypto Real says it was the biggest market crash in the history of metals. 7.4 trillion erased in less than 24 hours. Silver crashed 32% to $77, wiping out nearly 2.4 trillion from its market cap. Gold fell 12.2% to 47.08, wiping out nearly 5 trillion from its market cap. That is insane. Ugh. Silver at the time on Friday was trading $38 higher in Shanghai than in US and Western markets. Shanghai spot was 122 and the US was 85. That is a 44% premium for the same metal. It's a classic paper manipulation with COMEX flooded with futures contracts and shorts where paper claims outnumber real metal by 500 to 1. Ash Crypto Real says, you're telling me there's 500 times more fake paper silver than the actual metal? And this whole crash was just mass liquidations? WTF. Agreed. Foster Hilt, the Economic Community Manager, says, very cool analytics update from VeVe Official. Was just released on the app. Seeing how many sets there are still to complete has already given me a bit of FOMO. What do you think of the update, VeVe fam? Blockchain was great. Tether delivers $10 billion in profits in 2025, 6.3 billion in excess reserves, and a record 141 billion exposure in the US Treasury holdings. That's bananas. There was a rumor the other day, reported by Wes, of course, talking about how Fanable is not doing well and they're like going out of business. And now, granted, from the outside, it's like how many people use it. Sergio left. They terminated their sponsorship with Comics and Crypto. And it's like, okay, yeah, maybe it does. But then you had and the other thing that made me think there could have been something to that was that there was a space the other day and you had a former worker that was just kind of bad mouthing them. Now, obviously, that could have just been a disgruntled employee. And then you had somebody that was the community leader that was over on, I think, on Facebook and saying, like, we are capitalized, we're fine. This person just doesn't know what they're talking about, and we're just doing some restructuring. And then I think it was somebody that they owned Fanable or whatever they were. It was someone that was high up in Fanable saying, like, this is just straight up lies. So yeah, just be careful where you get news from. Anyway, shout out to Adam Weitzman, 17 million followers, going to be on the podcast in a couple weeks. We love him. The new Epstein file dump reveals Bill Gates was begging Jeffrey Epstein for antibiotics to discreetly slip to his then wife Melinda after Bill contracted STDs from sex with Russian girls. Gates also reportedly sent a description of his peen to Epstein. The emails reveal Bill Gates and Bill Clinton are some really disgusting. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Key quote from Epstein: "You implore me to please delete the email regarding your STD. You request that I provide you antibiotics that you can surreptitiously give to Melinda and the description of your peen." Epstein was pissed. Gates ended their friendship. Gates has always denied any real relationship or wrongdoing with Epstein, calling meetings a mistake. We're going to go over the Epstein stuff with Bill and Zombies Metaverse Adventure in 3 hours. I'm so tired. Okay. Bennett officially, yep. Okay, that's good. Where are we at? We're still on Friday. Oh my God. Comment F down below. Pay respects to Catherine O'Hara. We love her. Impossible. Oh God, I want to do the impossible mile. Do 1 lap on a track of burpees, 1 lap of lunges, 1 lap of bear crawl, and 1 lap of run. It's not really impossible. It's just going to take a long time. Oh, Brock McBlockchain says, don't tell anyone, but I'm pretty certain I'm about to do the largest airdrop on VV Official ever. Just between us, though. Fishy secret promise. That's cool. That's cool. Oh, my friend. Me and the former Bay back in 2016. Oh God, 10 years ago. God, I'm so old. Adam Weitzman says, hope everyone has the best weekend. Thanks for everyone I've met on here. Let's make sure we push each other to be our very best versions of ourselves. Greatness is within our grasp. BlackRock had sold $521 million worth of Bitcoin on Friday, the biggest outflow since launch. On this day, 9 years ago, I had a 98 in my Russian class. Well, that class average was 77. First U.S. bank failure of 2026. Chicago's Metropolitan Capital Bank and Trust closed by Illinois regulators due to unsafe conditions and weak capital cited. I don't really have to read that. Oh, here's me and a friendo. Why is this coming up on a January? Maybe it's from the Christmas party that we had the month prior. I think it was like 2014, 2015. It was, wow, way back. What else we got here? Definity Markets expands asset coverage, boosts settlement efficiency, and unlocks 24/7 access. One thing is clear: Definity will be to this ecosystem what BNB became for Binance. Do your own research, people. What is this? Yesterday. Okay, what do I have tomorrow? Tomorrow is Monday. And then on Tuesday, I have the OMI show. Give me 1 sec here. It's fine. Give me 1 sec. 1, 2, okay. I'm sorry, guys. The rest of today, I don't think I have any more meetings, thank God. Oh, I actually was supposed to have a meeting literally like a half hour ago. I'm gonna go in and get to that now. I love you all, class dismissed. Everyone say bye-bye. Bye-bye. We love you. End stream. Yeah.